Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and if you have, thanks for coming back. Guys, I think that's gonna be my intro for some time until we find something better, but it's okay. So, before I go further within what we're doing today, what we're covering, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Mostly subscribe and share, guys. Can we grow the following? I'm gonna say this until I actually see a certain type of growth, because I have been stuck on 80 something for some time now, and like, it's not cute. But anyway, I have owed you this for a long time, so I decided, why not make it into like a segment, right? New segment being introduced, Tinder Tuesdays. So whenever I have like a Tinder story, Tinder experience, best date, love of my life that I fell in love with over Tinder, whatever, Tinder orientated, I will be posting it on a Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know, it just sounds cute. Tinder Tuesdays. If you don't have a drink ready, get a drink ready. I've got a drink because the story is deep.
Yo, they wanna know who's that girl? Come on.
Today I am going to be focusing on a specific story, experience, a compilation of shit that happened to me because of this one man. I just, no. Guys, I believe in karma, and I honestly feel like with this experience, I was in karma areas in a sense. Like, not even areas. I'm in the good part of it. It's not balancing. Like, something needs to change. But like, we shall let the universe do what the universe is doing. So I met this guy this year, and we, I don't know, vibed for some time. No, what should I call him? Animal whisperer. Yes, animal whisperer. Fit to the T. So this guy and I met on Tinder, as anyone would meet on Tinder. You both swipe and you're like, man, this is cute, or Chiquita is cute, right? So we swipe and we get to talking, and like, the talking is just, it's great. Like, our chats are not forced. We are, I don't know, we're clicking, we're vibing, there's chemistry. Like, let's go. So we're talking, and we're talking and just discussing general things, I guess you do, getting to know each other and stuff, right? I find out he's Zimbabwean, and he's just like moved here, and he wants to like get to know Johannesburg more. I'm like, okay, cool, I can do that. The girl is mobile. I know Johannesburg, it's my city, why not? He's like, you know what, let's like meet up, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like to him, you know what, actually I've been working today and I'm like really tired, but I can like drive through and just like come say hi kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, no, that's cool. I think like, let's just meet, because like a thing that happens on Tinder that we both like stated to each other is that like, you'll meet this great person, you'll talk, and then you guys will like talk for like months on end and never meet. So he was like, it doesn't matter if you're tired or not, let's just meet. I'm like, let's do it, let's get it. So we meet up at his place, and he comes outside and he's like, you know what, let's go to like, there's this like place, shopping center close by. We go, we see all like the restaurants are just like not it. So we're like, it's chilled, so we go into like Pick and Pay liquor, and I get an ice lolly, he gets a drink. And as we're picking the stuff, he's like, he doesn't have money. So I'm like, oh, okay, like he forgot his wallet. He doesn't have money in terms of he forgot his wallet. So he said that before we got into the shop. So I was like, oh, okay, that's chilled, like I'll pay kind of thing. I need to stop this I'll pay kind of thing. Because just because I say it once doesn't mean I'll do it all the time, but that's a story for another day. So I'm taking out my wallet now to pay for like these drinks, and then he brings out his wallet and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, no, I thought I forgot it, but I didn't. Guys, men keep their wallets in their pockets. He was wearing shorts, right, with pockets. Wouldn't you feel that your wallet was in there while you were walking? No, like honestly, would you not? But it's fine. I left it. It wasn't in anything. I was just like, kiss up, okay. So then we go and we chill in the car, and then we're like listening to music, good vibes. Like, I don't know, guys, you know, like in American movies when you guys are just chilling and like vibing and things are like good, and that's like all it is, you're chilling, right? At this point in time, the date is going so well, I'm not even looking at the time. I'm just like enjoying the vibes. He looks at my lips, and I'm wearing the lip gloss that I'm wearing now. The lip gloss I'm wearing now is what I was wearing then. And he's like, well, I can't kiss you with that lip gloss. So I'm like, firstly, I've never had issues with guys telling me they can't kiss me because of my lip gloss or lipstick or whatever's been on my lips. Secondly, why would you like tell me that? But like, it's fine. I didn't want to kiss anyway. So it's kind of like to him, you know what, I'm just like not like there, honestly. And like, we're chilling and stuff, so let's like keep it like that. And like, yeah, he leaves it. At a point in time, I've eaten my ice value now, and now the lip gloss has come off. Anyway, now the vibes are flowing and he kisses me. And I let him kiss me, we kiss, and the worst kiss I have ever had in my life. Teeth, I couldn't feel his lips. I don't know what his tongue was trying to do, but I pulled away at a point in time and I was like, nah, this isn't gonna work. So now that the kissing has not been grand, I'm like not gonna kiss you again. Then he's commenting on what I'm wearing. I'm wearing like a baggy t-shirt and cycling shorts, and he's like to me, oh, why would you wear cycling shorts? It's so hard to like get into cycling shorts. So I was like, well, I didn't dress for sex, firstly. I dressed to be comfortable because I'm coming from work and I'm tired. So like, yeah, he's pushing the sex agenda, and he's like, well, then he's putting his hand on my knee, what, trying to like get me turned on or whatever. And I'm like, just not, like, don't touch me. I'm not interested. I'm just, no. So he keeps pushing the sex agenda, and at a point in time, I'm like to him, you know what, actually, I'm not interested. Like, I don't want to tonight. And he's like to me, well, if you were serious, you would have said no properly. So I was like to him, I did say no properly. I didn't stutter. I didn't whatever. I said no. Plain and clear. So we left it. Anyway, now we're talking about life. He's asking me like about school and whatever. Like, now the vibes are back to like normal vibes because now we've moved on to talking. And he's like, do you have like a guilty pleasure? So I was like, yeah, I do. But I'm kind of like embarrassed to like say what it is, hence me like it being a guilty pleasure. So he's like, no judgment, like say what it is, right? So I'm like, okay, sharp, we move. I really enjoy watching pimple popping videos and like the removal of ingrown toenails. Like it gets me going, guys. Like, yo, satisfaction. So he's like, oh, okay, that's not like bad, like, you know, lots of people are like into that. I'm like, yeah, but some people just find it really disgusting, and they're like, why would you like do that? So he's like, no, that's chilled. And now he's like, you know what, with you saying what yours is now, I'm a bit embarrassed to say what mine is. So I'm like, nah, I'm sure, like, guys, note to self and to others, never ever think, never state that, no, what you want to say would never be that bad, or what, or never assume that what someone wants to tell you is not going to be bad if they say it's going to be bad. Because guys, they will go to the extreme and worse, to something you didn't even think they could go to, and then like you just let me just say what his guilty pleasure was. He tells me this story about how he was at home in Zim with his parents and they're gardening. So I'm like, okay, cool. And the mom has a garden in the back garden. This rabbit comes out and it's messing with the mom's garden. So obviously the mom's like, no, mang, chase this rabbit away. Guys, you chase a rabbit away. He took a stick and he hit the rabbit so hard that its neck snapped. Not even a stick, a branch. So to me, when he said that, I was like, you know what, maybe he hit too hard by mistake. Then he's like, so when its neck snapped, I got like a sense of joy from it. Like it got me going. Like I really like. So now I'm sitting here like, you did what? And you felt what? So I'm like, oh, okay. Guys, it gets worse. And he's like, yeah, so my guilty pleasure is inflicting pain on animals. So imagine yourselves as me in this situation, guys. Cheryl likes to look at the good in people, and I can be very gullible. I think at least I can acknowledge it. So to me, I'm like, you know what, actually, maybe it's just that instance that he doesn't actually do, excuse me, worse things. Bitch, are you dumb? I am! So he's like, yeah, him and his family, they also used to do like hunting for kudu or whatever. They would do springbok, something small-ish like that, animal-wise. And so they used to like go hunting for that stuff. So now I'm thinking that's the end of it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. There are people who do that thing. I'm not for it. I'm not an animal advocate. I don't, you know, I eat meat, we have leather couches, but at the same time, yeah, I do not support hunting, but like, it's fine. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And he leaves it at that, right? So I'm like, okay, that's his guilty pleasure, whatever. We carry on with the conversation. He tries to have sex with me again. I'm like, dude, like, no, like, I'm really just not for it. And then he's like to me, you know what, honestly, if I knew it was gonna be this hard for me to have sex with you, I would have just gone and had sex with like a goat. So at this point in time in my mind, I'm like, it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Like, he's trying to convince me to have sex with him, kind of thing, and telling me that I'm being too hard-headed and whatever. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm not gonna change my mind. Yeah. So I leave it, and then he's like, nah, I'm being serious. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, like, have you had sex with animals before? And he's like, yes. Guys, he said yes. So I'm stunned, shocked. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So I'm trying to gather my thoughts at this point in time and just be like, what is the next move here for me?
Run, bitch! Run!
So I'm like to him, oh, okay. That's like interesting. I've never like met someone who like, you know, does that. And he's like, yeah, well, something he does. So I didn't ask any more questions. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Topic of conversation changed. I'm trying to think, how can I get out of this situation and what. So then a few minutes later, I'm like to him, you know what, actually it's like really late and I'm like tired, so I think like I'm gonna go home because I've got work tomorrow. And he's like, ah, no worries, chilled vibes, you do what you need to do. I'm like, cool. We've agreed now that we're going home. I drop him off and leave, and I go home. And I get home and I'm shocked. And if you guys, whoever does have me on WhatsApp, knows that I then put out this status and I was like, guys, I just had like the worst Tinder date ever. I'm actually going over tonight and I'm actually realizing how traumatized that I am by this whole experience, because like, no, guys, there are weird people out there, but not like this. Like I was not okay. It's time to move on. I don't know who to tell. I'm stressed. I'm like, yo. I'm like, I just need to go to bed and sleep. I smoke a J and I'm like, nah. We're going to work in the morning. I'm gonna forget about this. Delete a guy's number. Done. He's out of my life. It's cool. We leave it. So like at this point in time, I'm kind of like, I actually don't care if he does sleep with animals, because like I'm not talking to him anymore. I've deleted his number, so we move on with life. I think like a week goes by, no contact. It's fine. He's not in my mind anymore. Talking to other people on Tinder. 2 weeks go by, nothing. No, 1 week. Then he messages me and he's like, hey, I don't know who this hey is from because he isn't saved. So I'm like, hi, who is this? He's like, it's Animal Whisperer. So I'm like, oh, okay, hi. And he's like, nah, you've been quiet. It's been like a week. We haven't spoken. Like, what's going on? What? So I was like, nah, like, nothing. So he can like feel like this awkwardness over the phone, I'm guessing. And he's like, I felt like the date like ended weirdly and like there were like vibes and whatever, and I feel like it was because of the story that I told you, and I just wanted to like clear the air that like I was joking and like I didn't mean any of it. Like, I'm sorry, like really bad joke. I do have like a problem with telling like bad, what's the word for it? Dark jokes. So yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like whatever. So he's like, yeah, so I don't want this to be like it between us, what. So I take his apology, guys, and I believe him. I believe that it was a joke, because I was like, a guy this cute and nice and whatever could not be that person. He couldn't, right? I believed him. Stupid me. So we carry on with life and whatever, and we're like talking, and then he's like, can we have like a second date kind of thing? At this point in time, he's like moved to his like friend's place. Then he was staying with like his cousin. So now he moved to his friend's place so he could be closer to work. Calls me over. I go over after work again, and he's like, let's chill. So like chilling, and then his friend is there. I don't even know what to call his friend. Bob. Honestly, I'll call him Bob. So I then meet Bob. Bob is nice, and now Animal Whisperer and Bob and I were talking, and like it's good vibes, guys. Like I haven't chilled with people like this in a while. So we're just talking, and then Bob is like, yo guys, actually like it's freaking boring tonight. I'm heartbroken. Apparently his girlfriend of 8 years, him and them had broken up, so they're like, let's go out for drinks. I'm like, let's go. We go to Primi, we have like shots of tequila. Guys, it's going down. Bob pays, we move. Me thinking we're going home now. No, we don't. Now we go to Hard Rock Cafe. Hard Rock Cafe. We get more shots, we're drinking, having good times, just chilling and what. Animal Whisperer and I are like tipsy now, and we're getting like really close and stuff, and like we're touching, and like the things are getting on, the vibes are there, like there's an attraction. We move. At this point in time, I'm getting impatient because like the girl's turned on and she wants to go home. Anyway, we end up getting McDonald's, and we go home and we're like chilling. Animal Whisperer, we get back to the place, and Bob now decides to call his girl that broke up with him, and they're speaking and what, and then Animal Whisperer calls me and he's like, let's like go to the bedroom. We go to the bedroom, we're getting it on, and he's guys, men do this thing where they talk and they're gonna whatever. I must actually do a video on this, on the different types of guys that like they I don't know what it is, this hype game that they have before they have sex or whatever, or when they're trying like flirting with you, saying you're not gonna walk the next morning. Okay,
I wanna put you in 7 position for 70 minutes, you get it, babe.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
No cap, the worst sex I have ever had in my life. I could not feel a thing. I didn't feel nothing, guys, like zero, zilch, anything, like nothing. I've never not felt anything, but it's okay. Guys, I actually feel like, no, this is where that rumor came from that women are like too loose, that like some men just have really small penises and they just didn't know how to deal with it, so like let's come up with this excuse that women's vaginas get loose after they've had too much sex. It's a lie, Bob Dylan. You just got a small dick, like deal with it. It's okay, it's fine, no one's hating on you, just like learn how to use it also. It's fine. So we do this and I'm like, yo, nah guys, this isn't popping. And he's doing his talk and he's like, yeah, you must have enjoyed that. Did you come? Guys, I have an issue with that question. Why are you asking me if I came? If I came, you would know. You really would know. If you have to ask You didn't do enough. Anyway, so now I'm like, you know what, maybe he just has whiskey dick and he drank too much. So we sober him up, he eats. I'm like, you know what, round 2 will be better. Ooh, Wes. Do you like that? Do you like that? Cringe. I didn't let him finish, and I was just like, nah, like I'm done, like just get off. Him thinking I'm stopping, right? Because it's too painful. Because his mandingo of a penis it's doing something to me. He's like, you know what, we're not gonna have a 3rd round because like I know you won't be able to handle it. So I think we should sleep. So I'm like, no. Thank you so much for your service, good sir, but I am going home. So at this point in time, I'm like, do I cut my losses and get rid of Animal Whisperer and Bob? Because they're such great vibes to hang out with. So I get home and I make up my decision. I'm like, you know what, actually, I'll stay friends with these guys. There'll be no vibes or anything between Mr. Animal Whisperer and I. We're just going to be friends. So the next time he calls me over, we go, we chill, they're playing PlayStation, I'm chilling, another friend comes over, we're just having cool vibes. Animal Whisperer tries to take me to the bedroom again so that he can break my spine. And the girl is like, period. It's that time of the month and I can't, you know. Guys, we can't always use that card because there's going to be some guy that's going to be like, so what do you mean? What is a period? It's extra lubricants. Be careful. So I was like, nah, like I'm good. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. So we chilled as friends that time. The next time again, we chilled again as friends. So now I'm like, you know what, actually these people's is cool, I'm fine. Mr. Animal Whisperer and I are not having sex, so that's fine. I've made new friends. Mind you, me. They call me over again some other time to hang out. We hang out. I get there and Bob is sloshed out of his mind. He is drunk. So I'm like the Animal Whisperer, I don't think it's like okay for Bob to be like this tipsy. Don't you think we should like give him some water, get him some food, maybe take him to bed so that he can sleep off this whatever and some painkillers? No, he's fine. I'm wearing, I don't know if you guys have seen them, but it's like these pants that are like slit on the sides and the slit goes like quite high up, very, very high up, that my whole thigh can come out. Anyway, I sit on the couch and my one thigh like comes out. I don't notice. Bob is like looking. After a while I look and I see that he's looking and I'm like, oh sorry, and I close up and he's like, no, you're just so beautiful, Cheryl, and what. So I'm like, oh, thank you, Bob. And he's like, and you're such a cool girl, and you're just like the vibes. And I'm like, oh, thank you, Bob. Me not getting the vibes yet, because he actually hasn't. I think at that point in time, I was like, my thigh was out and he saw it. So like, you know, he saw it, I covered it, that was it. Then he comes and he sits like, here, guys, here, like, by my thighs. And I move over to Animal Whisperer and then he's like, oh, why'd you move? And I was like, no, I wanted you to be comfortable. He's like, oh, okay, don't be uncomfortable, just like be relaxed kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. He puts his hand on my knee and now I'm like, no, I'm really uncomfortable. So Animal Whisperer is kind of like, whispers in a sense, he's kind of like, stop it, dude, while they're like playing PlayStation. So I'm really uncomfortable at this point in time, and now I'm just like, no, like these vibes that I'm getting from this gent. So then he's like to me, did you really think, he's like, do you really think you could just like chill here? Not chill here. He said, why can you and Animal Whisperer have sex and stuff, but me and you can't, kind of thing. So I was kind of like, well, we're friends. Like, why would I do that? Also, I'm not a girl for the boys. Like, why? Unless it's prearranged that we are getting into a menage a trois. But that wasn't like the deal. That wasn't like the flavor of the evening, guys. Like, you're just drunk out of your mind and you want the pussy, which the pussy is not being given to you. So Animal Whisperer and I end up moving to the bedroom because it's uncomfortable there in the lounge now with Bob. Bob passes out on the couch. Animal Whisperer and I are just chilling in the bedroom. Bob comes and like opens the door and he's like, you guys better not be having sex. So we're like, we're not, because Animal Whisperer is actually on the other corner of the bed. I'm on this corner of the bed and we're really just chatting about music. But like, okay, it's chilled. So I'm actually like, you know what, I'm hungry, so like let's go to Animal Whisperer. We go to McDonald's, we get some food, we get Bob some food, and we take the food back. And I'm actually like, you know what, I'm gonna go home, because like at this point in time I don't want to be in the situation where your friend is trying to sleep with me and you're just not defending me, I guess, in a sense that feels right. I don't know, but it's okay. So we leave it. So I get home again, and then at this point in time I'm kind of like, yo, I don't think this friendship is gonna work anymore. It's too much drama. Like it's we're good. Like I'm good. Like so I stopped like talking with him and stuff. At this point in time, COVID is like becoming a thing. So like we're not really seeing people, right? I'm trying to be cautious. Like lockdown hadn't happened by then yet, but we had like a few cases from those idiots that came back from Italy. So I was going to work and going home. That was like it. And like, you know, I didn't want to like go anywhere else. So then lockdown came, and Animal Whisperer and I are like talking like a bit over text, but like not that much, because like I'm not reciprocating the energy. Then there's a point in time we're talking one night and he's like, you know what, actually you've never sent me like nudes. So I'm like, okay, so what then? And he's like, yeah, so why don't you like send me some, or like send me a video of you touching yourself or whatever. So I'm like, no thank you, I'm like good. And then he's like, oh, why would you say that, what. He's texting, trying to get them. I keep saying no. Then he calls and he's like, do you know, like I can't take your no seriously, because like your smile just makes you look so sweet, and like sweet people never say no seriously. So at that point in time, Chichi is in the bedroom with me, and Chichi, guys, you know Chichi's got this spice about her, and Chichi's like, what the fuck? No ways, you're not gonna take my notes seriously. She's like, Galen, she need to block and delete this boy. Like there's been too much drama around this. So I'm like to him, you know what, actually, before I just cut the phone, it's a really shitty thing to tell someone that you won't take their no seriously just because they look a certain way. Like, whatever. I cut the phone, we leave it. Then he texts me like a week later and he's like, you know what, Cheryl, sometimes you take things too seriously and just overly dramatic. Like, I didn't mean it like that, in a sense. So I was like, nah, Mochi, like, I feel like you did. I'm like, just, sorry. I'm just not about it. And honestly, we don't need to be friends. And like, no. So I'm like to him, you know what, actually, I'm not interested. We leave it. Then he contacts me again. And like a month later, and he's like, you know what, Cheryl, I just wanted to apologize that we like aren't talking as much anymore, and like, you know, I really like, you're really cool and I really want to be your friend and I really want to chill with you and whatever and what. So I'm like to him, honestly, I'm not interested. You told me that you won't take my no seriously. It just makes me feel like you're a predator, because why you wouldn't take my no seriously because I look cute and I smile and I've got dimples. Nah, my G, that's bullshit. So like, I'm not about it. You can keep your friendship, I'm good. Man just comes back with an essay shitting on me, watching, and then at the end of the essay he's like, by the way, I wasn't joking when I said I slept with animals. Guys, at this point in time, I'm heated already because like this guy keeps pushing about wanting to be friends. Now he sent this essay insulting me and what. And now he comes and he tells me that he actually does sleep with animals. So now you have made me sleep with someone who sleeps with animals, because I wouldn't do that intentionally, because it's disgusting and you can get diseases and STDs from that. Yes, we did use protection, but that's not the point, guys. People poke holes in protection. Fuck that shit. At that point in time, I was like, you know what, fuck you. I saw that guy so hard. Yo, guys, I was so angry. I called and I swore at him and I was just like, fuck you and fuck your shit and just like stay away from me and I don't want to be friends with you. And like, juices, bye. Block, delete, done. So I blocked and deleted him and I was like, you know what, there's nothing I can actually do about it now. honestly. Like, guys, that has to be a crime. Come on. Like, lying, I don't know. No. I know, like, sleeping with animals is a crime, but, like, lying about it should be a crime too. Because, like, no. So that was, yeah. He hasn't been in contact with me ever since, which is good. But guys, I have a feeling he's gonna come back. Hey, I promise you, one day. He's, I don't know. He just, yeah. So, I didn't want to tell this story because I don't want to become like a hashtag, a trending, I don't know what, guys. Because Black Twitter is vicious. You guys would call me, I don't know what. But yeah, I was a clown and I was gullible and I believed a guy, and I think when you look back on situations, I think, okay, honestly, I don't live 100% consciously, which I'm trying to say, like, change. I'm trying to live more consciously, and I think sometimes I'm just like on auto mode. There was a point in time, guys, where I should have cut this guy off before and like just like been like, no, which I did do, but like, no, I didn't do it seriously, because then he came back and then said that he was lying, and then who's left the idiot? Who's left the fool? I am. It's me. But yeah, that has been my worst Tinder date / experience / sexual experience / everything, worst everything. And I've decided I can't be hard on myself, guys. Shit happens, life happens, and you learn, you live and you learn. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, if you've watched until now. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I do have many more stories to tell, so do come back. Whew, bye.